and welcome. Well, first of all, thank you for being here and for your time, because we know time is very precious, so thanks a lot for being here. Today, I was guided to do, as you can see, a pick a card reading. If you're familiar with those, then you know. But if you're not, then stick around and you will see what we're doing. Actually, the idea came because I was talking to somebody and this person was mentioning animals, and then I thought, yeah, well, what could I do with animals? And I had the idea that we could do kind of a reading where we investigate the kind of relationship, or we could say companionship, between you and an animal of yours. So this could now be a pet, or it could just be any animal that you kind of come across on a regular basis or that you have seen once. It could also be that we're talking about someone or an animal that has passed away. So however it fits for you and your circumstances. So more details you will see it when we go along the reading. Okay, so for today, somehow I was guided to pick 3 cards, and I will show you now what we have. Here you can see the back of the cards. And for the first group, we will have this little pig. I hope you see it well. Okay, so this will be group 1. Then for group 2, we have these starfish. You can take 1 or 2, however. I thought it was kind of sweet if because they're like mirroring each other, but they're actually the same, so I thought it was funny to like put them together, the both of them. This is group 2, and group 3 is this so sweet and tiny little Bambi. So there could be like a deer or yeah, any kind of animal that is from this family. So once more, 1, 2, and 3, and yes, then I see you wherever you feel your intuitive voice is telling you to go. Okay, see you. Hi there, if you picked card number 1 or group number 1 and this little pig, and I'll show it to you once more up closer. So with you picking this pig, it might be that you maybe either your animal companion is a pig, or maybe you just like pigs, or you have like your little lucky symbol being a pig, or maybe you have, I don't know, a keychain or something, or maybe you know this little porcelain pig that you can put little coins into. So however you picked this and whatever this might mean to you. So let's start with your kind of first card, and this will be kind of the energy, just that we have like a starter energy to go along. And in your case, this is the otter card. Otter. It says water as an element and the number 8. I'll put it here, and I hope you can see it well. Okay. So the otter card talks about playfulness mostly, because otters are known kind of to be this playful little, I would say, little beasts. Yes, but they just like I mean, look at the picture there, it looks so sweet, and they're having just a lot of fun together. Yeah. But it could be that maybe whatever your animal is, or your companion, I will use the term companion, I think this is maybe more fitting. Whatever your companion is, I feel you two have just a lot of fun together. Maybe you go on, maybe it's kind of an animal or a companion you can take along with you if you go, for instance, on trips or journeys, or I don't know, maybe you like going somewhere where there are rivers or where there's water. Maybe you go to the sea. I don't know, wherever you live and whatever you do, it might be something like this. But definitely there's a lot of joyful and cheerful energy right at the start here. So this is like, yeah, this is very nice if you have an animal and you can like and it's not just kind of a burden or an obligation, but you have also a lot of fun. I mean, that is great. But we will see how this fits into the entire rest of the reading. So first I want to start with a tarot, and we're going to do kind of a experimental spread that I just kind of got the idea, and we will see kind of what first we will pull cards for who you are and who they are and how kind of the two of you are just on an individual level, and then we will go to see how the dynamics work between the two of you, and we will see what is going well and where can you maybe improve a little bit the companionship, so to say. Okay, so let's pull a few cards. Let's start with your first cards. Wow. Okay. Well, this will be you, and wow, I don't know, with this playful and funny energy, you don't really look that happy and playful, but we will see as we pull the rest of the cards how this unfolds. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is something that is making you at the moment a little bit sad. Oh, maybe I was saying in the introduction that some of you might have animals or pets that are kind of passed away, or maybe, you know, something happened. So maybe, because we see here this girl, she's actually dressed up, and here's a key to a door, but she's kind of not really feeling that happy. So maybe you really lost kind of, I mean, literally, maybe you have experienced the loss of your pet or your animal, and well, I don't want to know how that feels because I have also a few of them. But I mean, obviously I have in my life also lost some pets, but that's life. But anyways, if you have lost maybe one, so maybe this is why you feel a little bit like left, because you had so much fun together and now you're like, yeah, you're just here. But maybe there also just might be something yeah, where you just feel kind of a loss. Maybe your animal is old and then you can't have so much fun anymore because they, for instance, you used to go on journeys and trips and stuff like this, and now they're old, they can't walk that much anymore, their condition is a little bit like, let's say, used, so they have to rest more. Maybe it's just something like this. It doesn't have to go this extreme way like that they have passed away, but yeah. Okay, so you're a little bit here. We will see how the rest comes. Okay, let's see them. You're a little companion, or maybe you have a big one. Maybe you really have a pig and it's like a huge pig. I mean, they can be really big. Okay, let's pull this one because it wanted to come out. Okay, wow. Well, they don't feel that much of being lost. They are still very peaceful and kind of and you see we have again these woods here, or the trees in the background. So yeah, I really feel that you used to go somewhere. I don't know, this message from before, that they're very, very peaceful. They need to rest more than maybe before. Okay, I get this kind of like, yeah, like this. Okay. Let's go next. Okay, yes, I want to see what is it that your companion, your animal, what is it that they appreciate with you? What is it that they appreciate that much with you? This one? Okay, wow. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted because I thought I did the spread wrongly. But no, actually, it was right. It was right. So, but what I wanted to say is, what I intended to say, with this message from before that we got, like, you feel a little bit lost, and maybe there is like something that isn't kind of, you're maybe a little bit on a down them on a down level of the energy, whereas your pet or your animal, your companion, is more kind of just very peaceful and maybe also aware of the physical reality, that maybe, as I said, if they're older and you used to have a lot of fun, maybe now it's just the natural flow of things. But what I really appreciate with you is that although maybe you are a little bit sad that you can't do the things you used to do together and that things have changed. I mean, this is number 5, and number 5 cards are cards of change, so things have changed. They still appreciate a lot, and this is like the major arcana, is a big card, it's a significant card. It is that they appreciate with you that you still try to kind of keep it real and keep balanced everything, and you're very, let's say, you're very just, you're very realistic. Even if you know that things have changed, you still kind of remain rational and cool. So you do know that this is life and that not always everything is the same, so things can change. But they appreciate it with you, that you are really, that you are not just kind of blaming them or being disappointed, but that you're actually very, very fair and just, even if you're a little bit maybe kind of sad or left, or feeling kind of some sort of loss within this relationship. But also with this card, it's a very the kind of, the both of you are equals. You both are, although they're your companion and you're like their kind of, let's say, boss, or their, you know, their alpha, there is like an equal maybe giving and taking, or just an equal energy exchange, let's say it like this. So, and I mean, in this card, really, if you see these two in the front of the picture, there are like equals, as a, they look like two equal beings. I mean, they are, but as I said, it doesn't have to be that the two of you are, for instance, you, and that your animal is like the same like you. Of course it's not, because it's another species, right? But yeah, but maybe, for instance, if you are a tall person, maybe you have a huge dog, and then, you know, you're like both, if you compare you as a human with other humans and him or this animal, for instance, a dog with other dogs, like you are tall, they are tall, so there could be like something like this, an equal vibe to the two of you. So, but they appreciate this energy of yours very, very much, that you kind of put them, that you're two, yeah, equal. Okay, let's go next. What do you appreciate with your animal? Of course, you can know that. So if this is you can see if this now fits to you. Okay, wow. I feel you appreciate it with them, that they're very, very calm. Even if something is lacking and being lost, or some past times from before are like now changing, you still, you must be a very wise person, honestly. You kind of, you understand it from within. You understand it, and well, yeah. It's actually a very, very sweet energy. It feels very, the relationship between you and this companion is very based on, it's based on a very solid foundation. There is a lot of respect and like true love, really, really true love. As I said before, this animal is not bothering you in your life. It's not like, you don't, maybe, okay, maybe we all sometimes do, but you're not like, oh man, now I have to do this and this and this again, and oh, now I have to do this and this and this. No, you're like, that's life. I mean, this animal's part of my life. So you have a lot of respect towards them. And I mean, both of these, so what they appreciate with you and what you appreciate or not with them, but in them, what you mutually appreciate within one another is just how peaceful and calm you are, and how you kind of accept if things in life change. So no matter how hard the circumstances are, you accept it. Now I'm getting another message also, because we have here earth energy, maybe, and with all the worldly events also, maybe there is also like a financial aspect to it. Maybe you cannot buy to, for instance, you used to go on trips with your animal companion, and kind of you could afford a lot more of these trips, and you would go like in every single corner of the world and travel a lot, and maybe now you just can't kind of do it, and that's what makes you feel like sad, like, oh man, we used to go there and do this and this and this, and now we just kind of, times have changed. But again, your animal is very understandable, I would say. They understand a lot that, I mean, of course they maybe can't show or tell you this exactly, maybe you don't see a lot of change within them, but they understand, they appreciate you anyway. So whatever you do, whatever, whoever you are, you're like, there's a light shining from you, and this is your love towards them, and that is what's enough, you know. That's, maybe this is the main message. It's what's enough, you know. Maybe your standards have now changed, but they still see that you're trying to do your best. You're trying to really do what is needed for them as much as you can, and they appreciate that with you. Okay, let's see now where we have the improvements, like if there is something, what could you improve and what could they improve. So let's see. Wow. You could improve. Yeah, I don't know. This can be also like starting a new adventure vibe. So maybe there will be like, maybe there was a change to worse times, but maybe there will now be a change to better times, and you will be able to kind of go again on these journeys and have again this old fun, I want to say, again. So maybe this is something that you could kind of try to work on. Maybe there is like, maybe there is a way, a new way. Maybe you just have to look a little bit outside of the box, and you might find a way that you were not even thinking. Like in your wildest dreams, you would never think of that. But maybe there is actually a dream, a way. Maybe there is a way how you can find a way to go back to these journeys, to have, and trips and adventures, to have again fun, be a little bit more lighthearted. Maybe it's not even an external journey, like literally going into the forest. Maybe it's just your energy, yourself. Like not blaming yourself. Maybe this companion is happy, even if you, I don't know, if you have a house and a yard, maybe even if you just do a picnic outside of your house and play with them. I don't know, if you have a dog, you play a ball with them, you throw the ball. Maybe that's even enough for this. As I said, they are very grateful for every little thing. They're like, with the little details, they're grateful for that. They see every single detail you do, every single thing you do for them. So maybe it's you who could improve actually yourself, your state, just by changing kind of how you view the situation. Maybe it's you who needs to accept a little bit more this change. Yes, wow, okay. Let's see what they could improve. What could your companion improve? This one? Okay. Oh, what they could improve. What should I do with this now? They could improve. Maybe they are. Because they're being this very calm. I don't know, maybe they're aware that regretting the past doesn't lead anywhere, but yet maybe they, as much as they are grateful for everything, every little thing, maybe they still do miss a little bit of the past. But they also, like, they do miss it. They miss these beautiful, funny times, cheerful, funny times. But they are aware that the past is the past. And you can't return somehow to the past. We can only access the past through our memories, right? When we think about it, or when we visualize or meditate, but you can't literally travel back into the past, or at least not as far as I know. Maybe some scientists in this world, they have figured out how to do that. I'm just joking. So maybe they are sometimes a tiny little bit missing some old times, or maybe they're just reminiscent and, you know, thinking sometimes how that used to be. But that's kind of their thing where they need to work on themselves. So yeah. Oh, we have twice a 5, so changing kind of changing energy, something that is changing. Maybe you're really now in a transitional phase where you just change a little bit. Some things in your lives are changing, and you both need to. You are more kind of the practical. You maybe need to accept the circumstances, like the real circumstances, the practical ones. I don't know, you have to move and you have a smaller house or a smaller flat, or you have less money or something like this. And for them, it's more the emotional part. They just need to kind of accept that certain experiences that they had, they have to process their emotions, and they can still feel again this joy and cheerfulness, although things have maybe changed. Yes. All right. Let's see the journey in general. How did this journey or trip of yours been until now? Okay, and then we'll see also how it's moving from there. How is it moving from there? All right. So let's see. How has your journey or your trip been from now? Wow. Okay. And how is it moving from there? Oh, wow. Okay. So with all that I've said before, and this kind of changes are coming, and you're maybe feeling that things are a little bit either stuck, or you're just both a little bit regretting stuff from the past. Maybe this is what you're not seeing, because you see this girl here, she doesn't really see. There was a time when you both were like two souls that are just, you know, holding hands together. And this is kind of, maybe you came now into a place where this is a little bit foggy. This is like, it's not as clear as it was before. You feel it in your, like, energetically, your hearts, they're aligned, you feel that, but you can't quite, in your mind, you can't quite see the facts, or it's like, you feel it, but you don't really see it. But from now on, from this changeable, as we have twice the 5 again, so this change, this will change, because here we have again, it's so funny, I always think this is a wolf, I'm not sure, but we have here a card that stands for abundance and legacy and knowledge, and like stuff in our lives that are, or things in our lives that are created through time, and they have immense value. They have so much. They're so valuable. They're deep. They're created of very yeah, I don't know, just through time they have become very, very, very precious. And this is what is changing with you. You, from now on, you're going, as your journey with you and your companion is progressing in the future, you will find again these treasures you had before, these trips and journeys and happiness. Maybe they won't be the same, like in the physical reality. Maybe you won't be doing the same things again, but you will find again that that energetic alignment. You will find again how the two of you really, really, really are two, actually, literally in the sense, true companions. Maybe this is not just a little phase that you are a little bit stuck and a little bit, I don't know, maybe the astrological placements are a little bit influencing your perception, so you're a little bit here and there, and yes, as I'm saying it for the third time, changing, but this change is also bringing something new in the future. So you are moving again towards some abundant and fulfilling times with your companion, as the two of you are doing that. This is actually so beautiful. Wow. I mean, how we started it and how it's developed, and also these are two court cards, so persons or characters, we could say, and this is the youngest, this is the oldest, so there is a change again. There is a growing from beginning to some sort of maturity. Very, very, very beautiful. All right, we will take the bottom of the deck also, and we'll see if there is a secret of yours, if there is a secret that we can reveal here. All right, we see there is not really too big of a secret. The secret isn't really big. It's just that you're really two, I want to say again, companions in the literal sense. You two just are on a journey, or if you were in the past, if you're being here for an animal that's been your companion before, you two are just working alike, like the little pieces, for instance, in a machine or in a clock. Everything is in place with the two of you, so there is not really a secret. It's just you two are just two companions, and you work very, very well together. So it's just really beautiful opening, a beautiful reading. Okay, next I want to see, oh no, first I just want to roll this little guy here to see if we can just get a little bit more of what is the dynamic between the two of you. So let's see. Oh, the 11th house. Yeah, this is again, the two of you are just maybe not even in this lifetime and in this realm, but like in a brighter, in a vaster, in a bigger sense, or in a bigger consciousness, maybe even through lifetimes. You're just very, very like really truly aligned, true friends, true companions that are traveling this road together. Okay, but now let's go next. I want to see if your animal could speak, or for instance, if you have a parrot and they literally do speak, what would they say to you? And what do they so what would they say to you? And if they can speak, what are they maybe saying to you? And we'll pull also through tarot cards. So let's see. Okay, we have one that's flipped. Wow. I feel again, this is a card that talks about the essence of an emotion. So what is the essential emotion here within this companionship? It turned around, so it's not how it usually how should I say, how it usually is when it's in its most highest vibration. But that's only a confirmation what we saw before. This is here, and you really do have this companionship. You have this, your hearts and your souls are in some sort of similar energetic field, and you are aligned. But something, maybe just the reality of life, maybe some circumstances in your life that have changed again, or that have just, I feel that I feel really that this is not a new companion. It's like not you got them just now. I feel it's more you have been on a journey together. I mean, you can hear this from what I've been saying along. So I feel that maybe it's just life itself. You had experienced so many things until this point now that life has just become very serious. Maybe this is also like the message that is kind of an advice. Try to bring back some lightheartedness and some fun and some, just happiness that is not so serious. Because, for instance, this card talks about very serious obligations and seriousness, and it's actually a very heavy energy. Your energy is becoming very, very heavy. And I feel maybe this is what your companion wants to tell you. They want to tell you, hey, life has become a little bit too serious. Maybe we should try to turn this again, upside down, change it again, because we're still here a little bit. We're a little bit stuck. So maybe we had this, well, what could they improve? Maybe this is what they want to improve, but I mean, they're the companion, right? So maybe they can't, because you are the alpha, you're the master, you're the one who says how things work. So maybe maybe you're in charge a little bit more, if we view it this way. But yeah, they would want to tell you this: we are a family. We have very, very solid foundations, and maybe we just need a little leap of faith. These two, maybe we just need to jump a little bit, try something new. Maybe the two of us. Yeah, but we can do it. That's also what they want to tell you. We can do it. This is another court card, and it's so interesting. We have here, and here 3 court cards. So people, and they are all 3 the earth energy. So we have the youngest, the messenger. We have the one who does something, the knight who's going on, and then we have the king, who is like the highest. He's like on the top, or the deepest, if we say he's the wisest. So we have like this progression. We have this from beginning it goes towards, but the journey from here to there is the movement. But it's a slow movement. It's a movement that is based on reality. So, little step by step, and then you can. And this is what they want you to know. They want to tell you this. Maybe they have shown you, maybe they have literally shown you, like with their behavior, that something is a little bit too serious. Maybe they have been a little bit rebellious, for instance, or they tried to show you, to be like a little green light, to show you somehow with their behavior, with their, like in the everyday life, maybe they have shown you something, because they can't speak, so they have shown you. But yeah. But again, with this here, there's just so much love here. You two are true companions. You truly know what it means to show what's within your heart. And here also, I mean, you see the picture. They're just together. The hands are together, or the hand and the paw, or the hand and whatever other part there might be. Okay, and for the bottom of the deck, I want to see, like, is there a secret from your companion? Do they have a secret? And we see that their secret is maybe, honestly, I don't know how could this be a secret, because this is a card that talks about being, you know, on a stage and the reflector is right on you. Maybe if for this animal, if you are really important to them, like if you're especially important to them, maybe you don't even know, maybe they're trying to hide a little bit how much you mean to them and how much you are their light. And we saw it back here, like you have this light that is shining from within you. So maybe this is their secret a little bit. They maybe can't even tell you or show you how much, but they feel it within, in the heart, how much actually they love you, and that you are their world. You are their, you know, their world, and they love you so much. Or maybe it's flipped. Maybe they are the master of the house, or I don't know why I keep wanting to say the dog, but maybe if they're a dog, maybe they're like, maybe you have multiple animals, but this one is like the boss. He is the boss of the house, and everything is done how he wants it to. So maybe it's also this way around. Yes. I think this is actually everything that I had as a message. All right. But as a final card, I want to pull, I'll show you. These are, oh, wait a second, I have to do something. As a final advice, I would like to pull one of these cards. They're in German, so I will translate them to you. These are affirmation cards, like I am, and then something. And we will pull one, or we will just take one, or if one falls out. This will be kind of the energy that for the future, as your journey goes on, as your companionship goes on, when you're the next time with your animal, this will be the card kind of that should remind you of what you could affirm. So when you'll be with them, this could be like a reminder, I don't know, to remind you that if you have forgotten, for instance, to feel this, what will come out. So let's pull one, or if multiple want to come out, then we'll pull multiple. Okay, no. Ooh, this is crazy. It's not crazy, but it's just interesting how this is exactly what we were talking about. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see it. Or maybe I should do it like this. Okay. Ooh. And it says, I'm change. And I mean, we had so much change in here. It says, I am change. I'll put it actually here so you can see better. I embrace change in my life because it is expanding my possibilities. This is what the message is about. So you are change. And, you know, I want to go back just briefly to the beginning. Also with the element of water, and we had this kind of the emotions that are a little bit blocked, and you're like a little bit in the past, but yet there is so much childlike, innocent, beautiful, cheerful energy between you and your companion. It's just a changing time. And when you are with them and as you go along, just remember that it's just a changing time. It will be over. You know, changes are not, I mean, we always change, but this, what is bothering you, what is feeling you a little bit stuck, you are change. And you can change, and you will change. So remind yourself when you're with them, I am change. Okay. With this said, this was today's reading. I hope you have found either some guidance or some messages, or maybe you just had a fun time listening to it. However, I hope you found what you were looking for, and I thank you once more for spending your time here, and hopefully you come one day again. So thank you a lot. Hi there, if you choose group number 2. Okay, you picked or were drawn to these 2 starfish, and with this I'm getting already a message that there might be, either you might have like twins of the animal, so maybe you have 2 that were kind of, okay, maybe that's difficult to determine because, you know, for instance, cats, they can have multiple babies, so, or maybe you just have 2 of the same species or something like this, and they look very similar, for instance. This could be one message, but the other one could also be, and this is more what I'm feeling, is that you and your animal, you're very, very similar. And you're even, you see how these starfish are like mirroring? There's like, if you put a mirror here, it's like this. They're like mirroring one another. So there could also be something like this between you and your companion animal. Okay, but to start the reading, we will look at an animal card to see kind of a beginner energy. And for your group, you had this card here, and it's the bat, actually, the bat. For some of you who maybe love vampires, yeah, maybe you're into this. But we have also the element of air and the number 2. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't even notice, but number 2 and then the 2 starfish. That's kind of already a synchronicity, you see? Maybe number 2 we will see later. Maybe number 2 will pop up, come out again. So the bat, or this card in particular, it talks about how bats are nocturnal animals, so the message might be to remind you of your dreams. And when you're dreaming, it can be that maybe in your dreams you receive certain messages, or you get kind of symbolic dreams where you see certain pictures and they're trying to tell you something. But there could also be that you're like, during your dreams, you're kind of connecting with creatures. With this said, maybe your animal is not anymore in this realm, so maybe they have passed away, or maybe you even do have kind of animals that you see, or if you're spiritually, like if you're doing spiritual work, maybe you have an animal that you kind of, that isn't from this realm, like an alien, let's say, something like this. Yeah, this could be maybe also a message for someone, or a being you're connecting to, and you feel this is like your companion, and it's very, like, you two are very aligned together in your spiritual work. So that could be also something. And also I'm seeing here, like, all the beds are here. You see, here's the light. Here are all the beds. And this one bed is like separated from all of them. So there really might be, and also with the starfish, there might be something that is very, very unique to you or your animal. Or maybe you have for instance, for a pet, you have an animal that is very unusual. Like, people don't usually have this kind of pet at home or in their life. That could be also that. And one other message with this being the bat and the night and the stars or the starfish and in general star and night, I feel it's kind of this night sky energy, and this gives me very spiritual and very deep wisdom vibes. So maybe there's also something, maybe you really are a very intense practical spiritual worker, or you do practices and you're very, very like the night type. You do it during the night. You're very connected to the night, to the stars, to the moon. So maybe, you know, maybe you're very, very in depth, a very deep spiritual person. And of course, if you are such, of course, whatever animal you are connected with, there must be something like this as well, because we connect always to on the same frequencies, right? So our field co-aligns with other fields, and that's where we align. Yes. So let's start with the tarot, and we will do kind of a spread that I have. Let's say it's my invention. First, we will pull cards to see you and your animal. Okay, we got one for you. Should we pull the animal? Yes, and the animal. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one wanted to come out too. I don't know what we'll do with this, but maybe this wants to be between the two of you. Okay, we'll just taking it. All right, we see here a horse, so I want to say that maybe there is something like this. Maybe maybe you have a horse. Maybe this is your animal that you have chosen. But or there might be something with free-spirited, spiritual, something. Okay, so well, you come out as with saying that I feel this night and the deep energy of the night and night sky. I want to say night sky energy, but kind of this picture. You come out as a sun, as a very strong force. You're very powerful. You're very. I feel you're just very aware of life, what life is, like the reality. Life has good days, bad days. Sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're very happy, sometimes you, but in general, when you sum it all up, you are very, very, very aware of life, the word life. And this is what you kind of radiate on the outside. Your companion, they feel and they see how you are just aligned with yourself, with your life. And maybe on a smaller scale, we see here this coin, and it has like their roots that are coming out, and it's like, and they on the other side are also very, very they know the essence of this life. They know when you plant a seed, there will be some roots, it will slowly grow. So, and this also is a very slow moving, it's very slowly going forward. And this is what the both of you, you're very both aware, you both are very aware what life is and kind of the pace. You can sense the pace of life. And maybe with these qualities you both have, this is where you can access very deep insights, where you can pick certain messages from the other realms, because you both understand the reality, the 3D reality. You understand it so much, so well, and then you can kind of go a layer deeper. So you're so much aware of what is around us that you can even more use this awareness to have the other awarenesses, the deeper spiritual, emotional, inside soul awarenesses. Let's say it like this. That is very, I mean, it's very beautiful. Also, you might really be just your character, your personality. You might be very happy and thankful person, someone who just knows how to enjoy life, who loves, maybe you love going outside, taking trips, or just sitting outside, you know. Maybe you wake up very early and you love seeing the sunrise, and maybe in the evening you like to see the sunset. So you might be very connected to the sun as in reality with the sun. Yes. And your animal, as this is like the essence of earth, of the element earth. Maybe they are an animal that is connected to the earth element, or maybe they just like, you know, the earth. So maybe you even have animals that need earth to survive. Maybe this is their essence. I don't know. Maybe you have worms. I don't even know if you can have this. Can you in a box in your house? I suppose you can. But something like this. Oh my god, look at this. We're not taking it yet, but I have just seen it and I wanted to point it out. You see, we have again the moon. The moon and the sun. And then, like, the moon is reflecting the sunlight. So there might be really something. Also, the sun and moon, they are like the counter forces, like doing and receiving, and, you know, me, myself, and then the outside. This is like the sun, my appearance, but my inside, the moon. So there might be also something. But what I want to say with this, there might be something, this sun and moon, it's very balanced. It's very, again with the two starfish, it's very mirroring. So your sun and your moon, they might be very aligned. They might be, maybe even if in your chart, maybe you have a very, you have like a good, they're good placed. Now, what do I want to say? They're placed well so that they can kind of function very well together. Maybe also, I don't know if you believe in that animals also have birth charts, because I got asked a few times, do animals, is this also valid for animals? Well, I personally do believe it, but now, you know, everybody is free to believe what they want. So if you do believe this, maybe your animal, for instance, their moon and your sun are very aligned, or maybe even the same sign or something like this, or maybe just the both of you have like something with sun and moon might be very important here, and it's functioning very, very well. So this is what we're seeing. It's a very slow, but it's a very it's a slow pace you two are moving through life, but it's very what do I want to say? You spend a lot of quality time when you are together and when you're doing things together, and you're very peaceful. This is kind of what I'm getting. All right, so very, very nice. Well, now let's see what you two appreciate from one another. So what does your animal appreciate from you or with you, and what do you appreciate with your animal? What does your animal appreciate with you, and what do you appreciate with your animal, or in your animal, we could say. Okay, wow. So we have you and we have them. Now I have to move this a little bit like this. Okay, wow. So your animal appreciates, you're a friend to them. You're very you see, we have here again, we have these stars and like friends that are watching the stars. Maybe, I don't know what kind of animal you have in mind, but maybe you just like to go outside with them. Like maybe you are loading your vitality and your life forces when you're at night watching the stars, when you're just looking at the night sky when it's clear. maybe you just love doing that. And that is where you where you feed yourself with energy. This might be very much that. So they appreciate very much from you how much you are their friend. And they really love you a lot. And they love even maybe if you're kind of different, or you do certain things differently than maybe other people would do, your companion animal still loves exactly, this is maybe exactly what they love most about you, this difference, or maybe even multiple these differences that you have in comparison to others. And that again makes you being very authentic and being yourself. So that, I don't know, I feel here very kind of, yeah, alien alike. I don't know, maybe some of you have, maybe you have even like an imaginary animal friend, for instance, you've created when you were younger, or maybe even when maybe you're an artist and you have created like a being, I don't know, something that's half one animal and half another, and has still a few details of some multiple other animals. And maybe when your spiritual practice, when you're for instance meditating, then you talk to them maybe, or you visualize them, and you kind of want to tell them, hey, I need a message, and you get something from this spiritual realm. And this is what they love about you, like this how much you are aligned one with another. But to bring it back to those who have like physical animals, it's just the friendship, it's just the alignment, the still moments that you do have together, the still moments that you spend together. That is what they love about you. And on the other side now, you also, you're true companions, but also, I mean, this card talks about having to make a choice about a relationship, or now we can say here companionship. Maybe what you love most about them is the choice you made. Maybe you could have chosen between multiple, animals. Maybe if you were looking for instance, I don't know, let's take a starfish. Okay, now let's say you have fish at home, an aquarium, and maybe you could choose from 10 different of that same species, and they're very beautiful, and I don't know, something special about them. But you chose exactly this one fish, or these two fishes, and you are so happy that you have chosen them because there is something very, very special about them. Something very different, very authentic. And maybe this is where your happiness also comes from. You're just so happy that you have chosen exactly these two fish, or these two animals, or this one, or however. So your choice was something that now, as maybe some time has passed, and I feel that this is not recently, you haven't gotten them recently, it's something that you have for a longer time. You really do love that you have taken exactly these. And maybe you were thinking, what if I had taken these others? And then you were, in your mind, you were like reflecting, and you came to the conclusion that no, this was really the best choice I could make. These are my, or this, I want to say these are my animals. These are my pets. These are my two loves. But it can be also just one, or more than just one. So there is a very high level of appreciation and love. And even tender love, very tender and soft love, and peaceful love also. You two, when you spend time together, you're very in peace and you feel one another with a very deep love. And maybe you get even messages from one another. I don't know, maybe when you look in the eyes of the animal, or when you look at them, you kind of, you get, even through looking at them, you get into a state of meditation. You feel this calm senses. Maybe they calm you, or you calm them, or both, from one to the other and from the other to one, so in both directions. And it's very mutual, so there is very mutual energy. All right, now let's see what could you maybe improve? What could you improve, and what could your animal improve? I think I mixed it up a little bit, but we're just going to go as I was saying this, or how I have it right now in my mind. So this was in my head for you and for your animal. So what could you do to improve, and what could your animal do to improve? Okay, so it's very interesting. You both come out with the number 4s, which is foundations, stability. And as I'm saying this, there is a 3 and there is a 6. So 3, when you double it, and we have number 2, number twice. So twice the number 3, you have the number 6, right? 2 times 3 is 6. So maybe something there. But yeah, so the two of you, what could you two improve? Well, you definitely both are not really willing to change anything. You're very like stable, and you like the routine, maybe how things are. So maybe this, but I don't honestly, I feel these two cards are very energetically, as I'm feeling it, it's very small, it's very little in comparison to the other energies. They're much stronger. So these are maybe just like minor details that you can adjust in your everyday life. So you could maybe try to, well, sometimes maybe if you're holding on to things, for instance, if you have a dog and they like to, I don't know, they like your blanket, like don't hold too close to this. Let them jump on the blanket. I mean, you can wash it, or you can buy one blanket just for them, and then you tell them, hey, look, this is yours, you know. So don't be maybe too rigid with the things. The dog is just an example. It can be, you know, again, any kind of animal, but I feel you're like holding a little bit too tight to certain things, and I really feel this time it's a thing, something, I don't know, a blanket or something else. So sometimes maybe let it go sometimes, that they won't, or maybe it's even your fear that in advance they will destroy something. They won't. So yeah, maybe let sometimes a little bit go of this controlling and holding on to something. Maybe sometimes let it a little bit looser, let it go. And your animal, they could maybe, or your companion, they don't see sometimes when you offer them something, and maybe they are not really, because we see here this hand is offering something, and this figure is not really, not even paying attention to this. So maybe you're giving them something and they're not really interested. Maybe I don't know why, but I feel it's so simple to explain it with a dog. If you have a dog and you give them a treat, and they sniffle, and then they're like, nah. So maybe they could be a little bit more accepting of what you are giving them. Maybe they're not always accepting what you give them. So they could be working on this a little bit. And maybe also with the number 4s, you see how these two people are, they have this one is looking in this direction, this one's looking in this direction. She even has her eyes closed. But they're not looking one to another. And I have, not on purpose, I have changed, actually. These cards should have been the other way around. And we have this mirroring, and we have a lot of this kind of crossing and mirroring. So maybe instead of this position, maybe you two should be like trying to look into one another's direction. And then as you let maybe, because you are probably the like the master, the alpha, you're the boss, maybe if you start letting a little bit go, maybe they will also, for instance with the dog, this is actually a very good example. You stop giving them always exactly on the same date, in the same time, or you know, in the same, I don't know, for instance on the same day. You give them every Monday this something, and they don't really, you know, see, they don't appreciate, they're like, nah, I don't want to. And then maybe you just have to let go of this strict control that it's every Monday. And for instance, you just stop giving them for a month, and then in a month that you give that back to them, and they'll be like, oh, now they will see it. They will be like, oh, okay, wait, maybe this is nice. Oh, I haven't had this for a long time. So maybe there is time to like change the structure, to kind of maybe still keep a discipline, but change something within the discipline. Letting a little bit go of too strong, the control of the everyday life should be a little bit less controlled. Okay, that's what I want to say. So let's see, how is your journey been so far? So to this moment now, how did you travel? And I think we'll just take this one. And from now on, so this is until now, and then from now on, how will your journey unfold and go next? How will you, okay, wow, this turned. Wow. This actually flipped, but I don't feel it, so I'm going to take it in this way. But we will notice that it was on the other side. I'm getting now again the message of the night. And for some, because we have the night and we have the stars, and we have here a card that says a cycle is completed. Maybe your animal has really passed away. Maybe they're really now in a spiritual realm somewhere, if you believe in this. Maybe they're somewhere, you know, in the stars or somewhere. And maybe this is also that when you look at the stars, it reminds you of them, and maybe even how happy they made you, and now this is over. But I don't feel that you're sad about how this is over. Maybe this is the letting go. Maybe something from the past, so the past with your animal, if they have passed away, maybe this is what you need to let go. You have to accept that they are no longer, they literally cannot no longer accept you because they're not here with you. It doesn't mean that the energy of them, their spirit, is still somewhere around you, but you maybe have to realize that maybe even your life and your everyday life with them, so in the scenario where they have passed away, maybe you have to realize that certain things in your life are not anymore the same because they are no longer here. But it's up to you to let them go and realize that whatever you had, it was beautiful. It's very spiritual. You're still connected to them. So even if something has closed off, so this one cycle is finished, you still are connected to them. And you might have had a wonderful adventure together for as long as you were there. So this, as I said, was flipped. But we'll take it the right way. You see how this guy is having here an infinity symbol. Hope you can see this. So as I was saying, even if they are no longer here, your journey is infinite. You're still, and we have here, like, he's doing something magical. He's like playing with the magic, and this is like a portal. So in another realm, somewhere in the stars or in the depths of the sea, or whatever you want to, whatever you believe in, and however you want to visualize that for yourself. But the energy of them is around you. You feel them. They're here. And keep that in mind. Your journey has not ended if they have died, if they have passed away. You are still in this energetic realm. You're still connected. And maybe through your dreams, you can still talk to them. Maybe you can still ask them for, if they were like a message bringer to you, harbinger. You can still ask them in your dreams. You can, before you go to sleep, tell them, hey, I want to see you again. Can you please come? Maybe they don't come this night, but maybe in 2-3 nights they'll come. So keep staying connected to them even if they're not here. And don't stop believing. So keep on believing. Don't think that you're crazy if you believe something like this. Because energy is, I think energy is the biggest mystery in life. Yes. I got very much in this direction of if an animal has passed away. But if we turn this whole story a little bit, if we adjust it a little bit, if there is no dying of your companion, maybe there is just something that has, maybe something has died or ended, a chapter of your life, maybe of theirs, maybe they've become very old, because this is also a card of maturity, of something that has kind of reached, it's not a beginning, it's an ending, but it can be a metaphorical one, so kind of the maturity. Maybe there is something that has just ended, that has completed itself, and it's time to realize that certain new things have to occur. And there comes again this message of letting go of something that is just kind of old, that is no longer working. Because when you let that go, again, it will help them to yes. Have faith. Whatever the scenario is, have faith that you two you have always been, and you will always be connected, like on the spiritual plane. You will always be connected. Okay, bottom of the deck. Let's see if there is a secret between you and your companion. Is there a secret between the two of you? You are very imaginative. You're very you like to daydream, maybe. Again, for those that their animal has passed away, you do want to believe that you can still talk to them and you can still feel them and they're around you, and honestly, why would you try to tell yourself that you can't and it's not rational if you, in your core, in your heart, you can, and you know, you feel them? So if it makes you happy to believe that they're around you, well then, happiness. Believe it. Really believe it. You know, you see this guy is actually having his hand down, but he's imagining that he's holding it up and there is another hand, and there's like some energy or a heart or something, and they're forming a heart with their hands. So nobody can now I remember in Cinderella she said, or it was either the song, so the original, the Disney Cinderella, it was either the song or maybe just the phrase that she said, but she said they can take like everything from me, but they can't forbid me to dream. They can take away from me my dreaming. So this is exactly this. Nobody can kind of tell you that you should not connect with your beloved pet in a dreamy like way, either literally dreams or just when you are in this dreamy state. Nobody can tell you this. So, and maybe nobody should know. Now the dreams give me also a little bit secrecy vibes. Nobody has to know what you are what you're inside yourself, what you're believing and thinking, and however you're seeing this. So kind of inside. Don't blame yourself, and let your beliefs fly very, very high. Okay, and appreciate that. Be appreciative of this pet, because again, I feel you two have a very special spiritual bond, one with the other. All right, I want to throw a die to see if we can just get a little bit more of what energy is between, like the dynamic between the two of you. Number 4, as we have already 2 4s. And because these are the positions of where, I'm just saying this is not symmetrical. Because we have them as being the, where can you improve something? Maybe it's really, this is again the message of the improvement, number 4. You're where you feel your heart is in place, where you feel that whatever you feel is precious in your heart. I mean, she's having her hand above her heart, or in front of her heart. And here we had the heart again. Whatever you feel is in your heart, that is the truth. In this companionship with your animal or with your pet. It's a very strong bond. And don't let your brain rationalize what your heart is feeling. Because you two really do have something very, very special. All right, now I want to pull a few more tarot cards because I want to know if your animal could speak, or if you have an animal that does actually produce sound, for instance, like a parrot. I want to know, what would they tell you? What would they say to you? Or even not not acoustically with their voice, but also with their gestures, or what they do, like how they move. What would they say to you? Let's pull a few cards. Oh, this was flying. This flight, we could say. I just want to point out, if it means to anybody, this is a card that is usually associated with Leo, and this one too, so we have it now twice. And maybe this means something to you. And also what I was getting with the starfish and with the dreams, the nights, the skies, I also felt a little bit of Pisces energy, but a lot of Aquarian. And Aquarius and Leos are on the zodiac the opposite signs. So maybe this is a confirmation for someone, if it means something to you. Just wanted to say this. We have again this dreamy energy, this dreaming, daydreaming, visualization, being like in your head, but not overthinking head, but really being in your mind, like, yeah, this dream-like state. Okay. So what do they want to say to you, or what would they tell you? I think again they would tell you how strong they are connected to you, and that you don't think I'm hearing like, don't you think that if I'm not here, don't you think that I'm not connected to you? Like, don't you think? I said maybe some of you have animals that are not, let's say, real, I mean, I have never seen in my life, for instance, a dragon. But if somebody has, tell us. You have two dragons here on these two cards. So maybe this is really, this was before. And I mean, the bat has also like wings. Maybe you have an animal that has wings. And birds here too. Yeah, but I wanted to say with the dragons and with this message from before, maybe you really have like your kind of something that's not real, and this animal is trying to tell you like, hey, just because you can't see me, I'm still here. I'm still here. Yes, it's so funny. But again, to this, if your animal has passed away, they want to tell you, don't you think that I'm not still connected to you? So like, don't do this. I'm still here. Maybe you don't see me. Maybe you don't hear me making some noise or taking your blanket, but I'm still connected to you. You can still communicate somehow with me through your mind, through a third eye, through your dreams. That's what they want to tell you. And maybe they want to tell you that you have the choice to either keep being stuck. I said this here. Keep being stuck. You have the choice to either still be stuck in this reality and your routines and something that was before when they were here, but you have also the other choice to go away, to change something so that you are not stuck, because I do feel that you are a little bit stuck. You're a little bit, yeah, you're not letting go of something, but this not letting go actually is not good for you. It's causing some pattern in your everyday life that is not really, it's not healthy, and it's not helping you move on in life. And it's connected to this companion. And they want to tell you, you don't have to do this. You have the choice to change. You have the choice to do it differently. Maybe you just have to try something. Maybe you have to try something nobody did before, or nobody believes in. That this can be a card of illusion, or this can be a card of illusion, but this together, it can be something where you're like imagining something, and if you would ask somebody else, they would say, no, this is, but your animal wants you to know, do this, because it might seem like it's fiction, but once you try to do it, it's not. You will see, you can do this. Like, you can really put your thoughts and imagination into this reality. They want you to know that you are a very strong person. You have like this innate strength within you. Very, very strong person. Yes, and now we will take this bottom of the deck as well, and I want to know, is there a secret from your animal that they want you to know? And well, we have here the death card, so now please don't fall into depression, but it's repeating itself, this message. Maybe really your animal is no longer here, but you see this specific card, I hope you can see this. It says vita mutatur non tolitur, which means the life changes, life like takes on another shape. It doesn't stop. So just because maybe this being changed its shape, its presence in the 3D, it's not the end. It's just a change. So don't forget that. Keep that in mind. Remember and remind yourself that they are still here and you can still have connections to them. And again, the other, I feel that I'm just repeating the same messages over and over again, but you see it's coming up again. The other message, if they are not from this world, not at all, so if they're from somewhere else and they're, for instance, a fictionary being them in your energy field doesn't make them less worthy and less real inside you than if they were a 3D being. That's kind of the other message. And you should not doubt your strength. Maybe the strength you have with your visualization, with your maybe in order to have a stronger connection to them, you have to have a picture in your mind, and this is how you align with them. When you visualize them, when you see this picture in your mind of them, don't think you're crazy. This is just a strong sign that you are kind of, you're spiritually messaging one another. That's maybe a little bit the secret, their secret, or the secret of the both of you. It's maybe something surreal. It's something that seems from the outside crazy, but it's not. It's something very unique and special to the both of you. So, and with the 3/4 we have, this is now also what's coming to my mind, with the 3/4, just because the four foundational, the foundations, the 4 pillars a house stands on, kind of the metaphor. Just because something in this reality, just because it's visually not kind of real, doesn't mean it's not existing. And don't let the thinking of very 3D focused minds influence you to stop believing in your core belief. And this is, again, what your heart is telling you. So keep that in mind. All right, and to finish off this reading, and for an end, I want to pull one, or let it fall out, card of this deck. These are affirmation cards, and they're in German, so I will translate this to you. This is kind of why I want to use them is when the next time when you are with this animal companion, or this, in this case, maybe some from another realm companion, keep them in mind. So this will be kind of an affirmation for you, what you should keep in mind when you are in the next, or also in the future, not just one, but in future. What can you keep in mind, and what should you remind yourself of according to your relationship, your companionship? So let's pull one. I feel this one wanted to come, but I want one to jump out, so you will get even 3. Oh my goodness. Okay, the one that landed here is, we'll take it just first because, yay! It says, I'm authentic. Just as an original, I can unfold myself entirely and follow my, we could say, my destiny. But the main message, I'm authentic. You see, it's everything that I was saying before, with the stars and night skies and stars again and sun and world and everything, and this imagining and visualization. It's something very, very authentic. And you see, we have kind of a heart shape here. This is so authentic to you. It's so unique. It's just, it's like a little monster you create, or an alien, and it's like your companion, and it's so deep rooted for you. And now someone could tell you, how you're childish or this is stupid. No, it's not. It's something that's so unique to you. Please, please, please keep this in mind. Don't forget it. I feel it's like an alert. Keep in mind that you are so special and authentic. So beautiful. Wow. So keep that in mind. Then keep in mind, I'm creative, or schöpferisch, but like you're the creator. Let's say I am the creator. It's maybe a better translation. I create consciously with my thoughts and my feelings the life that feels right for me. Yeah, again, this might really be this animal that's very not from this world. It's from another realm, and you created it. You are the creator. So you are the creator of something very, very, very authentic. Don't forget that. It's very authentic. It's yours. It's your creation. And then I am worthy, or I'm valuable. I'm worthy. I go with I'm worthy. My worth is not dependent on what I accomplish. It's just who I am through my existence. So this card wants to say you are very precious just because you exist. And if somebody, people don't like that, well, then they should not like that. You should like it. You're authentic. You have created maybe an unbelievable dragon, and you love them and keep on loving them. And don't stop creating. Maybe create something new. So, but if you create something new, a new being, and this is your new companion, don't feel bad. They are still connected to you. So, yeah. All right. Okay. We're gonna shake you a little bit, and we're going to end this here. If you came for this reading, I hope that either you got a message or maybe an idea. Maybe this even inspires you for an idea, or maybe you just got like a little synchronicity or a little message. And I hope that you found what you were looking for. And once more, I really thank you a lot for spending your time here. Time is so precious, and I think if anybody watches this, wow, thank you a lot. So see you next time. Bye bye. Hi, if you chose or picked the third card, or the third group, and if you picked this little tiny sweet Bambi, I actually went looking up, because this movie, I love it, but I can't bring myself to watch it. I love it. It's very touching. Maybe this is already a message, so something that is touching. Also, Bambi, he is so tiny, yet he grows into such a big animal afterwards. So maybe there is something with your pet that maybe when it's little, it's like very, very tiny, and then it becomes like this huge future adult of companion. But with Bambi also, maybe there is something, because Bambi is a character of a movie from Walt Disney, and I went looking up, and I was actually shocked. I didn't know that it's so old. I knew it's old, but that it's so old. So I wrote it down. We have Walt Disney, and it's from the year 1940. You see this? 1942. So, oh my God, wow. This movie's really, I want to say ancient. There is something, wow. It's really so sweet. So, but maybe if not Bambi or Walt Disney, or this old, wise yet tiny little energy that is with Bambi, maybe it's just a deer or a fawn or something like this, maybe a stag even. So some animal that's from that family could be why you were choosing that. Okay, so I would like to start the reading with just an opening energy, so that we have like a little bit of start where we can kind of start the reading off. Okay, and you have for your reading this card here, and it's the dragonfly. It's number 7 and the element of air. And I thought I was reading what the book says. It's so interesting. I mean, in general, in life, I love dragonflies, and they give kind of this, they just have this vibe to them. Something about them is very special. But what the book also said was that they represent a little bit the magic, and they're so tiny yet they can fly so far distances. And you would never expect this, right? They're like so small yet so strong. So from outside, the visual appearance so tiny, looks fragile, seems very easily to break. Like Bambi, he can break so easily. You can like shoot him and he's gone. But it's like it takes so less, or I don't know, a wolf could attack him and he's gone. But from the inside there is like this huge strength. And I'm actually thinking now of the story Bambi and his mother, right? So he loses his mother. I mean, imagine what it means if you lose your mom. I mean, this either like by physical death or just no contact, whatever. That's such a deep, I would even say like, it's just something so deep when you have, I mean, everybody who has a difficult connection to their mom, they know how this is. And this is what even makes this message stronger. So from the outside, something so fragile, from the inside, something so deep, something so strong. And this is what I wanted to say. Bambi experienced his life path, his journey in his life, yet he grows into something so strong, into such a great being. He didn't turn into someone who's destroying everything. No, he turned into someone who has learned from the experience. So there might be with you and your companion exactly that kind of energy, that you have something timeless. I want to say something timeless. Yes, your connection is something that it's timeless. It's wonderful. Also, there's a little moon, if you can see him. So maybe there is, as I was mentioning Bambi's mom, maybe there's really something with this, not literal mom, but the mother energy. So this is receptive energy. This is caring, like a mother-like, very soft and tender, nourishing also, magical. Yeah, just magical, beautiful. All right, let's jump into the tarot. And I want to start with the first 2 placements, where we will see you and your companion animal. So just to kind of see where you are, who you are, how you are, and then we will see further. So you, okay, in your, we are not taking this, we're taking this one. Okay, and I guess this one. And then we'll do next. Okay, so you are coming out as, okay, and I feel this one that came later, so we'll take it like it's a little bit in the background. This is like the main energy. Wow. Okay, you see this is like a person with angel wings. Your companion, I want to start with them actually. They are like an angel to you. They are, I mean, maybe with this magical dragonfly and with Bambi, who is actually a fictional character, so he doesn't, yeah, I mean, a deer exists, but Bambi himself is fictional. But Walt Disney and magic and like fantasy, maybe your companion is really, it's, I don't feel that you have imagined him. I feel that he is real, but to you he's almost like from another world. So whatever this animal is like, we have a horse. Maybe it's a horse. Maybe you have a horse, and this horse feels so magical to you, so wonderful. But there is something with your companion. They're just, so she's beating the drums, right? The drum. There is something that your animal is just, your animal is aligned with the drum, like with the rhythm of your life. Let's say it like this, with your life's rhythm. How do I want to say this? Like in your everyday life, they just fit in. So it's never that they're too much or that you don't have time or whatever, you know, all the circumstances. It's like perfect, almost divinely perfect. They just perfectly fit into your kind of everyday life. And then this brings us to your energy, where you can have a very peaceful, like when you're dealing with everyday challenges, you have to do this and this, and you might be someone who has a lot of obligations and a lot of things going on. You can still find, especially when you're with your companion, your animal, your pet, you can find like this bubble of peace. You can sit for this few moments and just feel at peace. There, I don't know, there's just a very strong alignment, and also in the reality, not just in the in your head. It's really there. Also, maybe when this animal, if you have them for a longer time, maybe this animal was an orphan. So maybe like Bambi, maybe this animal lost its mother, and you were the one protecting this animal. You took them for, or you know the stories when somebody's driving on the road and they find a deer. I mean, because we have Bambi, a deer, and then they take him and then they give him milk, and you know, or they take it and they give it milk, and they just take care of them. They kind of defend this animal, their life. So there might be something like this, and because of that, maybe you feel it's like this animal was along your road for a purpose. There was like divine intervention, that you exactly were at that exact time in that exact moment picking up this animal. Like your rhythm of your life was exactly perfect. And so you kind of crossed paths. So this is why they are so special to you. Maybe they also signify something to you, where you connect with some other spheres, other realms. Wow. Yeah, maybe this animal really lost its mother, and with the sun here, and here's like our little sun from inside radiating out, and this is also fire, which gives me like more father vibes. Maybe this makes you even more being the father, being the protector, being the one who feeds and nourishes, like archetypally seen, archetypal father, the father figure, so to speak. I feel also like a strong, I want to say the word legacy, that there is a big legacy, either from the past or for the future. And there we come back to this timelessness, enchanted, magical, quote unquote perfect dynamic between the two of you. Something happened almost like by magic. Okay, so now let's see what your animal and what you two appreciate from one another. Okay. All right. There is my legacy card, as I was just saying. I don't know, I always feel with this card that it's like a legacy vibe. And I think I'll shift this a little bit. So, what does your companion appreciate with you, and what do you appreciate with them? I honestly feel, with all what we said before, that this is your card and this is theirs. We have a king, or I would like to say in this specific moment, the father, the man, the father. And here we have the child, we have the youngster, the young one, the innocent one. So you two appreciate within one another exactly that, the figures you represent to one another. You, on the one side, you represent this parent, maybe not even mother, father, so maybe this is just like for someone maybe not. Maybe you're just sorry, I was now having something in my head. Maybe you just represent the parent, kind of parent figure. Doesn't have to be mom or dad. And the animal or the pet or the companion, they represent the child. So you nurture them, protect them, love them, and they feel that, of course. And on the other side, they feel like a child. They don't feel like an abandoned one. Maybe they have lost, let's say, one parent. I mean, in the animal realms, parent, mother. I don't know if you say the mom of a cat. Yeah, you can say that. So maybe they lost someone, but then a human kind of rescued them. Yeah, really have this vibe of rescuing an animal. And they see, oh, and they view you like their parent, their kind of other parent. And maybe it's like they lost maybe this, like, yeah, mom, and you were then now the father who's protecting them. Okay, I'm repeating so many times the same thing, but this is really what it's so clearly coming out, because we have like two beings. Now we have two people, but two beings, because we are talking about animals and humans. We have two beings that are like child and adult, father and child. So, but besides that, what they really love about you is how serious you actually are about them. You don't take it lightly. You didn't rescue them. If you rescued them, you didn't rescue them just for the sake of that. No, you really did it with your heart from inside, and you didn't stop just by doing that. You committed yourself to give them the best life they can have for your circumstances and for your possibilities, like what you can do, because not everybody can do everything. But in this particular companionship, they really see how much you appreciate them and how much you invest yourself in them. Now that can be you invest a lot of time in them, or if it's not a lot of time, then it's a quality time. So when you spend time with them, it's very in-depth, it's very profound. You really dedicate yourself to that particular moment you spend with them. So again, there is something magical, there is something enchanted when you two are together. And the day I feel what you love about them is you just love how they're maybe even if it's an like from the age, if it's an older animal, they're still very adventurous and childlike, and creative, and they like make you laugh, and you love this about them. So they love your maturity and you love their childlikeness, your childlike spirit. And it's actually, yeah, really like this, the picture of a father and a child, and the father is like the idol, I want to say, from the child. So the child is looking up to the father. It's like, oh, I want to become one day like my dad, because he's so cool, or he's so from another world, or he's so ahead of his time, something like this. And so they love this about you, and you love on the other side that you can be proud of how specific, how unique and special your child, quote unquote child, so your animal, your companion, how special they are. And maybe for some of you, you have an animal that's like very similar to a human, like physically similar to a human, or just some behaviors are very kind of human-like. Maybe they eat in the same manner like humans. Maybe they, yeah, I don't know, maybe they just they walk like humans. Okay, that's, yeah, maybe someone has something like this. And also very specific, maybe because we humans are mammals, so maybe your animal is one too, because you can have also different, like you can have a fish, and fish is not, they don't breathe like humans, for instance. So here I feel more you have this like similarities. And again, you're like very, oh my god, and I've just noticed now, didn't come to my mind before, we have again moon and sun. We saw here the moon and we saw here the little sun, and I was talking about father and mother, and in astrology, sun and moon do represent, the sun is the father, the moon is the mother. So there's really like this parent and child companionship. So beautiful, so beautiful actually. Okay, and now I want to see also, with this beautiful energy, is there maybe something would you both could improve? So, and we'll see from both of you, what could you two improve to even make stuff better? So let's see, what could you improve to make this dynamic and this companionship better? And what could they improve? What could they improve? Oh my god, no, so many cards. Okay, all right, well, they could improve a lot. Let's see, first you. Okay, I'll put it just like this. And for them, I mean, we have a lot. This was the first one that flipped, or that showed its face. I actually wanted to keep the so with them, I feel what they can improve is kind of maybe they're small, as I said, not small, but a child. Maybe the animal or the companion is really still young for their age. Maybe they're very young, and what they just have to improve, it's not really an improvement, it's just accepting that they're little, tiny, and that they still have to grow, but that they have like good roots. They have someone who is close to them that has good roots. They're having a stable foundation, so they don't maybe need to worry. And I mean, yeah, they don't need to worry, because they have really someone who's loving them. I actually want to put this into the front, and I stop touching everything. Yes. Maybe the past that was so painful for them, as I said, if you rescued this animal, so, and that they were, yeah, that is anyways, whatever was in the past, it was in the past, it's past, and now it's time to focus on how to grow, how to improve, how to live life on. So maybe that's very fresh, maybe that's just, maybe you have just rescued the animal and it's a very new companionship between the two of you. Maybe you have just lately done that. So when you are aware that something with this animal is now over, it's like you can't return back into the past. You know the reality of life, but you know it will just take time for them to process everything what happened. And then we come to you with this. Maybe you are the one who should be aware. Maybe if there is some heavy past that this animal or companion or pet that they went through, you can't change the past. And don't focus too much on sadness and on regret and how sad is it that this animal now is where they are. This is where you should improve, or what you could do better, what you could try to do better. Not to focus so much on what was and what they could have had, because now they have you, right? And maybe if they hadn't lost their mom or somewhere, maybe you would never have found them on the road. Maybe you wouldn't have found them. And maybe there is a higher purpose, like with us humans who believe in karma and in reincarnation, that you come and you have lessons and you have contracts and blah 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 blah, so on. Maybe that is for animals the same. Maybe they also have certain stuff that they have to go through, just like we humans do. And regretting the past doesn't really lead somewhere. That's here the message. It doesn't really lead to something. I mean, you can be there, but then you're just stuck. And you don't have to be, because you're really, like, the two of you, you make a perfect, you're just a perfect companionship. Yeah. So what you can both improve is just it's not even that big, it's just not focusing on what was before, but accepting things for how they are and letting just everything, especially with this one, letting things just unfold naturally, step by step. Also, you have twice the number 777, so if this means something. And 14 is when 7 plus 7 is 14. So if that means to somebody something. Yeah, maybe it's not even something you do actively. Maybe it's just time that will heal the last wounds, or some new wounds even. The time is that what will just naturally lead to healing, or to a better state of being. All right, let's see. So I feel it's a very kind of a short journey that you've been on until now, but still, let's see, how was your journey until now, and then we'll see how will your journey until now. My god, okay, it's so repeating itself. So until now, and how will it be from now on into the future? I just want okay. So how was it until now? You see, this is the father, right? The king of earth. This is the queen of earth, and we have again a child page, the youngster. So the father is now here. This is you, right? And what was until now in the past is I'll actually have two children. So the mom. And you see, that this is like their counterparts, the male earth and the female earth, and so this is the mom. Yeah, maybe that what until now, I mean, with what I'm getting from before and now we're moving on with the message, is just that you just have to accept that the love of the mother. So if this animal lost its mom, you see how this guy is like making the heart, but he's just visualizing it. The love of the mom will always, in spirit, in this enchanted magical realm, it will always stay, like Bambi. The mom will always stay with him, connected to him. The memory of her will always be there, right? So what he experienced with her, what he learned from her, it will always be somewhere. If as time passes by, maybe it won't be in his memory, like conscious memory, but the soul will always remember. Maybe even, as I'm saying, consciously also. So until now, there was the mom, and maybe now that has changed, but the memory of her is still here, right? This is kind of what was until now. Maybe this is also the mom that is in spirit. Maybe she's now this angelic being that is watching over him from this other realm. Very interesting that this queen popped now. Jumped out. And what is going on from now until, in the future? Well, a journey, and a very fast and active journey. Again, changes, but it's like from this 7 we get to the 8, so it's like one step. You're making a step at a time, but you are making these steps. You are moving forward. This is a card of movement, and even fast movement, travel. Maybe now the journey actually begins with whatever was learned from the past. This needs to be incorporated. Let go of everything that was, like, don't stick to it, but remember it, and with that knowledge and with that in mind, just keep on going wherever your journey is taking you. And maybe that's also an advice, focusing on a very active and fulfilling future. Sorry, a future. Yes. But I think this will just happen naturally. I think there is not even much you can do. The both of you'll just coexist together, and that's where the journey is leading you to. Together. Alright, I want to see the bottom of this deck, to see if there is already, let's see if there is a secret between the two of you. And maybe, as I'm saying, if this isn't really a long companionship, maybe it's just fresh, then maybe it's a new secret, or maybe it's one that is just to become a secret of yours. And so we have what could be the secret? Maybe there is something with this woman having the 2 faces. Again, something from another world, or something that has to do with some other worlds. You for instance, the animal, the companion, knows what happened. You know what happens, and maybe you won't even tell people. Maybe you'll just tell, hey, I got him, or I got this animal, and you won't even tell the entire story, because maybe you feel it's so sad what happened. Maybe it's not just somebody, like a cat being left out. Maybe there was like a really tragedy with what happened to the animals. I always think of cats and dogs. but any animal, right? And maybe you will not even be telling people because you think it's better if I like I know the truth, because you see here the woman has the eyes open. Like, I know the truth, I've seen it. Maybe you even like saw it. Maybe it happened in front of your eyes, so you saw it. But it's wiser if I just, like, I don't need to talk about this because I don't want to bring this energy. Because when we talk, we actually emit words and thoughts outside, and we, you know, this is also energy exchange. So maybe you're just, it's better if I don't talk about this that much, because then, like, and this will be kind of a little bit our secret. I will not tell everyone, and I will not, so that this companion is more like in a good vibe than always in a pity vibe, or oh, this happened to them, you know. So maybe you will keep it a little bit, not even maybe a secret, but just if nobody asks, you won't tell. So because you come out as a very wise person. Yeah, old soul. I guess one old soul has crossed their path with another old soul, one human in a human body, one in an animal body. So sweet. All right. Then let's just briefly see how is the dynamic between the two of you. Although we had a lot of that, but let's see. Oh my God, 12th house. Again, the dream, the enchantment, the magic, Pisces energy. So if anybody knows about astrology, then you will know what that means. But this means just like the 12th houses, this yeah, spiritual connection. The dynamic of you two is definitely a spiritual connection. Your companionship has a higher spiritual sense. It's very, very, very spiritual. Very much. So I just, you know, I'm feeling in the air like it's just so sweet, and like yeah, like a little Bambi. You just want to, you know, touch him with your hands and tell him everything's okay, like you are beloved from all sides, from everywhere, even from the magical realm. That's so sweet. Yeah. Okay, then I want to pull a few cards. If your animal could tell you, if they could speak, or even if they can speak, if they're, for instance, a bird or something, and they can like produce some words, or maybe they have the intelligence to even really like speak, respond. But in general, what would they tell you if they could talk to you? Let's pull a few cards. Okay, we have, I don't know why, but in your reading, so many cards are falling like double, triple. So they want to tell you a lot. And we have also repeating ones. This and this is the repeating one. These two are repeating ones. Here we have two doves. And we have again two angels here. So angel figures. I think that they want to tell you, like, also how what was in the past, and maybe potentially with their mother, or maybe it, now I'm getting it also, it doesn't have to be a mother. For instance, if something happened with their owner, you know, for instance, someone has a cat and something happens, a tragedy potentially, or maybe nothing that drastically, maybe just they had to move and they couldn't have them anymore, or they became kids and the kids are allergic, I don't know, whatever. Maybe, you know, something is here changing again. And maybe they also want to tell you that they know that this relationship had changed and that something is now different, but they're okay, they're calm, they're aware somehow. However this works in their brains, they are, if they have a brain, I mean, if they're not some alien like animal, they do understand. And they know that no matter if they're with this human being or with this one, they know that they're beloved. Maybe they're even stronger than you think. Maybe you think they're so fragile and, oh man, and you are actually the one who said, but they know that time will heal everything, and it's okay. It's okay. A change is not always something bad. So we will have some new things to learn together. That's what they want to tell you. What else do they want to tell you? Please, one card. Okay, thank you. Wow. They want to tell you how much you fulfill them. They're so fulfilled. Or if this would be like you, how much they love you. How much they truly love you. How deep the emotions go. Oh, we have again here a moon. Do we have here also moons? No. Here we have mountains. Here we have clouds. And here we have clouds too. Okay, then. But here we have a moon again. This here, I don't know how you say this in English, but it makes, it reminds me of the spear, maybe, that Neptune has. And this is, again, this Piscean energy, this dreamy, magical, mystical fantasy. Bambi fantasy. Yeah. This vibe, right? It's almost your companionship could be, if you would write a book, for instance, or like a story, it could almost be a fairy tale. It feels like a fairy tale. Wow. And we have again a Piscean energy. I think this card is associated with Neptune, or maybe directly Pisces. I'm not 100% sure, or Neptune, but it's this, like, seeing stuff upside down, when stuff is flipped, and then you see it. You don't maybe see it with your head, with your eyes, so intellectually. You see it with your heart. You just know with your heart. What I'm saying, this is what they want to tell you. They want to let you know that you don't have to be sad because what happened to them or what their stories. They love you. They really love you so much. Maybe they even love you more. I mean, I don't like to kind of put love on a scales and say you love someone more or someone less, but they love you just so much more than you think. Maybe you know, but maybe you don't. So if you don't, they want to tell you that they love you so much. They really do. I don't know, but we have two cards that are talking about air. And we have the element here, air. And air is communication. So maybe you really have an animal that, like a parrot or someone, and also with all the wings we had, and here wings, maybe they really can fly. So you have maybe a parrot that is very, very intelligent, has high IQ. So they maybe really can tell. Maybe they, if you have a parrot or an aura, for instance, and they can, speak. Maybe they say, I love you, I love you. I imagine, like, that would be so funny. You come, I don't know, from home or from a library, you come home, and then at the door, the bird is like, I love you, I love you. so funny. Oh, shaking you? I'm shaking you a little bit. And we have again. You have so much communication here. But if they can't speak like with their voice, they don't, maybe they just make certain sounds. Maybe the animal makes like a certain sound to let you know, I don't know, howling, something like, I always think this is a wolf. So maybe they like howl. If you come, for instance, you have a dog and you come home from work, maybe they make a very specific howling or, you know, a sound, and then this is how they want to let you know that they love you so much. And they do it always when they want to show you how much you mean to them. Maybe they're just very like a fast animal, very, yeah, they have speed. And oh, we have again, okay, this is like now a butterfly wings, but here we have again Pegasus wings. A lot of wings are coming up here, so this might be a confirmation that your animal or your companion is really having can fly. They have some sort of wings. Maybe you have butterflies. Maybe they make also like, wow, this is so cool. Like if you have butterflies in this cage or whatever this is called, maybe when you come home, or when you weren't home for a longer time and you come home, maybe they like make the noises with their wings, like flattering, like no, not flattering. Maybe they just make like these very quick wing noises, like, and then you know, like they're excited or happy. I'm not an expert with butterflies, I just think they're cool, so might be that. Okay, bottom of this deck, I want to see if your animal, companion, or of course if you have multiple ones, if they have a secret. Let's see. Their secret might be, yes, maybe they're, let's go again to the story where you have an animal that was rescued or something like this, a story like this, and you know you're sad because of what happened. They maybe don't want to show that much, but they are very much heartbroken. And again, they do know that this will heal over time, but right now this is maybe a little bit their secret. They don't really want to show. They don't want to show it to the outside. Inside, they're very much broken. But again, they also know that they can't, it's something that had to happen and it's not changeable. It's like this is, the battle is over. Nobody's winning and it's just the way it is. And the next step is to accept it and to try to move into a calmer future, which you are very, very fast moving, and you are moving, and that's good. I mean, the two of you are together, you're making it. Okay, so, and to finish off, as a final last little message, I have here an affirmation cards deck, and it's like the, how should I say it, it's constructed that you have I am something, and I want to use this so that you get kind of a message what you should keep in mind the next time you are with your animal. So I am something, and then you can like affirm this or just think about it when you will be with them. So let's pull or see what falls again with you. Everything has to be double. Okay, but it's all right. Sometimes we just have multiple messages, and that's okay. So, well, this one really goes with the rest. I am mitfühlend. How do you say this in English? I am I'm compassionate. I am compassionate. Okay, here it says, I feel with myself. Maybe you have even compassion for yourself. Like, because you are here a little bit in this sad energy. I have compassion with myself, or we can now change this and say I have compassion with them. And here, I have compassion with myself and with others, but without putting myself in the pity, in the energy of pity. So I'm not in the energy of pity, but I can still have compassion for the other. So I am compassionate. Remember, you have compassion for them. And don't feel regretful, pity, but understand. I am compassionate. Or compassion. I'm compassionate. And then I'm everything, Alice. I'm everything. I am able to manifest everything in my life that I just imagine. That I just kind of, whatever I imagine, I have the power to manifest that into my life. I am capable of that. So be compassionate. Don't be filled with pity. And then you can do everything. You can do everything that you want. You can. Yeah, maybe you have a little bit of a journey ahead of you, the two of you, but you can do everything that you want. And remember that you can do it. You can go over any harder circumstances that you or your companion are in. You can move past that with compassion. And I want to mention also compassion. Compassion is an energy. We have again like a heart. Compassion is an energy that does actually come from the heart. So it's when you open your heart chakra, your heart center, you feel compassion towards, everyone. Yeah, just feel being in that state. Okay, so I think this will be for today what I planned. I hope you found either a message or just a confirmation, or maybe in this specific reading, maybe you can now understand how better to move along your journey and like have a little bit of a wind in the back, and you know that it's okay the way it is now, and that you will move past whatever hardship there was. And I want to say once more thanks for being here and spending your time here with me, because time is limited. So thank you very much. And until maybe we see each other in another reading, bye bye. Okay, here I am just briefly once more. I just want to give you a few more infos. So of course this is a YouTube symbol because hi, we're on YouTube. No, because of course you're watching this, so you know that. But you can find also TIFO on Instagram. And what I do is also private readings. And I am trying to, I have kind of an idea how I would like to do certain group readings. So if you're interested in something like this, please send me a message. I would prefer if you wouldn't write me on Instagram. It's more like just for pictures and stuff like this. But you can write me very freely whenever you want on my mail. Here you have it. But I will put everything also in the description down below the video, so you can have that there too. Yes. But I just wanted you to also have it here. And I want to take the opportunity for those who still are listening. Thank you very, very, very much. It's actually, time is so precious and energy is very precious, and to whom we send it and to whom we give it, and how all this universal stuff is working, I think it's fascinating. So if you choose to stay here and to listen to what I have to say, and if these messages come through, because I consider myself just being someone who's delivering messages, I'm glad if it means something to you. then it means something to me even more. So once more, thank you. And in the future, if you like it, you can you can, you know, tell your friends. And of course, if you have any suggestions or, you know, ideas or whatever, just write me. You can write also down below the video or also on my mail, however it's best for you. Write me, I'll be glad. Let's see where the journey leads us to. And until the next time, maybe. Bye bye.